welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make the Tandoori Gobi Tikka. Tikkas are a very popular appetizer that's served in restaurants, and usually paneer tikka is a favorite among many. But today I'm going to show you how to make the cauliflower tikka or the gobi ke tikkes. So without wasting any time, let's dive right in to see how to make this dish. Now, to begin making the Tandoori Gobi Tikka, we first have to have a set of ingredients ready, that is the cauliflower. I already have in a steamer that is cauliflower that I've steamed and kept. So it's important to have like partially steamed cauliflower so the tikkas get cooked really well and absorb the spices well too. And for the tikka masala, you need hung curd, also known as hung yogurt. You can also use Greek yogurt if it's available in your region. What I did was place some yogurt in a cloth mesh sheet and placed it under a vessel overnight in the refrigerator, and all the whey would just collect inside. And that's it, and then you have your hung curd ready. So our next step is to proceed to make the tikka masala. Now, to make the tikka masala, into the bowl I'm going to be adding the hung yogurt, the hung curd. To this we'll add in all our spices. That's a pinch of red chili powder, chaat masala powder. I like to add a generous spoon because it adds great flavors. The garam masala powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder, salt, gram flour. Gram flour is a very important binding agent that actually makes the tikka masala stick to the cauliflower. So it's extremely important. And kasuri methi, that's the dried fenugreek leaves, adds great flavors as well. And lastly, the condiment ajwain. You can also add somph to it, or cumin, roasted cumin or powdered cumin. Any one of these adds delicious flavors as well. So we will now mix all the ingredients well until it's all well combined. Make sure you check the salt and spice levels to suit your taste. Make sure the salts are all okay, and because the chaat masala also has some salt and spices, the garam masala has some spices, so you can adjust it to suit your taste. Once it's combined, we'll add in the partially steamed cauliflower to this. So give it a stir and coat the cauliflower well with the tikka masala. That's it. Now that the tikka masala along with the cauliflower is ready, we have to marinate the cauliflower in the tikka masala for about 1 hour. You can also refrigerate it for about a day if you're making the tikkas the next day. So I'm going to marinate it for an hour, and I'll show you how to cook the tandoori tikkas. Now, to cook the tandoori gobi tikkas, I have a heavy cast iron pan here. You could also, bake it in the oven or do it in your barbecue grill, but I like doing it in a pan because it's really quick and simple too. I'm going to add these marinated tikkas into the greased pan and place it on the pan without stir frying it or anything, so the cauliflower doesn't break. Just add it in gently. I'm going to drizzle some oil over the cauliflowers. We'll cover the pan and cook these cauliflowers on low to medium heat until they get browned and cooked on all the sides. You'll have to flip them over intermittently as they're cooking so they get cooked evenly on all the sides. So as you notice that I was flipping and turning over while the tandoori tikkas were cooking, and it took about 5 to 7 minutes on low to medium heat. Make sure that you actually not toss the tikkas over, then it'll break. So it's important to just pick them up and toss them like that. So our next step now is to give it a tandoori flavor, and that I'm going to do by using the coal smoking method. And for the coal smoking method, first let me keep this pan by the side. And onto the flame, I'm going to be burning some coal until it becomes red hot. So you can do this if you have a barbecue grill. I think it just becomes easier. So I'm going to place the coal and wait for it to become red hot. Once it becomes red hot, I'll show you what to do next. After about few minutes of burning the coal, notice how it's become red hot. It's got some white ashes on the top. The moment you see some white ashes, you know that the coal is ready, and you can see some red burning spots in it as well. So now what I'm going to do is to place these coal pieces in a steel bowl and bring this pan of cauliflower to this place. Place this bowl inside the pan, and I'm going to pour in a spoon of ghee or oil over the coal. As soon as you do that, you will notice that the coal will begin to start smoking, and I'm going to cover the pan. As soon as you cover the pan, you'll notice the smoke being spread all around the pan, and the gobi tikkas are getting smoked really well and getting the smoked flavor. Notice the smoke flavors have died down, but I can smell a delicious tandoori smell coming out of the tikkas. That's it. The tandoori gobi tikkas are ready to be plated, and with a squeeze of lemon, and serve it along with some sliced onions. To serve the tandoori gobi tikkas, I'm going to show you a small tip of how to plate your tikkas. For that, you need some onions, and I'm going to show you how to pickle your onions for the tikkas. It's an extremely delicious way of preparing your onions. To do that, I'm going to slice the onions into very thin slices. Just peel the skin off. And you can either cut them into half or make them into rings. To do that, you have to make sure you slice the onions really thin. Once you have thin slices of the onions, you have to release the rings out. So to do that, just press it down, and you have the rings separated out from all the slices. And the next most important thing that you would do to flavor the onions is to add some black salt or the kala namak. So sprinkle some black salt and give it a mix. And to this, we'll squeeze in a juice from a lemon. And that's it. We'll allow the onions to rest for about 10 minutes, and you will notice that you will have delicious marinated pickled onions that will go great with your paneer tikkas or gobi tikkas. So now our next step is to plate them. I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make the tandoori gobi tikkas along with the pickled onions. It's definitely going to be a hit at your parties. When you do try, share your feedback in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.